Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we got some news updates for you from around the land of smiles today, this Monday, June 9th. A bit of a serious day, though, we have. Please do remember to subscribe to the Thaiger to stay up to date on all things Thailand. Now, today, we're going to be talking about the continuing escalation on the Thai-Cambodian border, a Chinatown Tuk-Tuk crackdown, and a Russian rub and run. We'll find out what that means later. And a little bit later, the first Vietnamese-American woman in space.
Oh, nice.
Before we begin, though, Jay, can you give us a quick word from our sponsor?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever thought about buying a property in Thailand, please look no further than fazwaz.com. That's Thailand's largest real estate portal.
Buy, rent, sell. They got you covered. Multilingual all the time. So check out Fazwaz. Now, unfortunately, we have to start with a very serious story that came out of the Middle East this weekend. There was always talk about the Thai hostages who had been taken by Hamas. Well, one of their bodies was recovered from Gaza during a military operation. Israel has retrieved the body of Thai agricultural worker Natapong Pinta, kidnapped and killed by militants during the October 7th Hamas-led attacks. His body was found in Gaza's Rafah area, though through a special military operation. Pinta was among 46 Thais killed in the conflict, the largest group of foreign hostages. His death was confirmed as Israel intensifies its offensive in Gaza, where at least 22 people were killed Saturday. The war has left over 54,000 Palestinians dead and displaced 90% of Gaza's population. 55 hostages remain in Gaza. Most are presumed dead, unfortunately. So this was the big news. I would try to ask everybody to find a way to be respectful. Obviously, Hamas, bad guys. The IDF has been accused of pretty heinous stuff as well. The people of Palestine are suffering in a big way. Unfortunately, the Thais have been caught in the crossfire in this.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Thai people, no skin in the game, some of the sweetest people in the world, and unfortunately, we at least now the family has an answer in this particular case. But the tragedies continue over there.
All right. For now, we're going to move on to our next story, which is taking us to the Thailand-Cambodia border closure, stranding thousands and halts trade. Thailand abruptly closed the Ban Klong Lek checkpoint with Cambodia in Sak Kaeo province on June the 7th, stranding thousands, including Thai gamblers in Phoi Phet and Cambodian vendors in Thailand. The closure following rising border tensions after a recent military clash in Udon, Thani. Thai and Cambodian forces jointly sealed the area and shut the Klong Lek Phoi Phet Friendship Bridge. New restricted crossing hours between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. replaced the usual 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. schedule. Heavy congestion and confusion ensued, with traffic stretching for kilometers as authorities struggling to manage the situation. Bad time to be traveling by road to Cambodia.
Yeah, apparently. So if anybody was planning on any of those border runs or heading over to Sihanoukville for some gambling, something like that, not a good time, apparently. It's such a weird story to me because obviously it's a plot of land. The temple is very clearly a Khmer temple, but again, to see all of this disruption in normal economic trade and what is usually a very good relationship between the two countries, pretty disheartening. So hopefully they have their big meeting in Phnom Penh coming up later this week. We'll see if they can come to a resolution or if this thing will continue to be ugly. Time will tell. All right. Anyways, on to some more fun stories. We're off to Pattaya.
Okay.
Our favorite locale for misbehaving Farangs. Spinning the wheel this time, we got Russians on the table. A Russian couple has been accused of skipping a massage bill in Pattaya. The old rub and run, baby. A Russian couple is accused of fleeing a Pattaya massage parlor without paying on June 6th. Staff at Smooth Day Thai Massage said the pair received a full massage, then disputed the price. The parlor reduced the fee, and the couple claimed to pay via bank transfer, showing a slip, yet no funds arrived. Sneaky. CCTV footage captured the pair fleeing on a motorcycle before the payment could be verified. The business has shared footage online, warning others. Police are investigating. The incident comes amid an economic slump and slow tourist season, hitting small businesses hard. Shameful.
Massage and run. What rub and run?
Rub and run, baby. Yeah. Rough. Pretty annoying, pretty sneaky stuff, right? Like, first of all, there's no way you don't know how much you're paying before you get in there. They're very upfront. They're like, that's the price. That's it. You know what you're getting when you get in there. They disputed the price. They lowered the fee. They're like, all right, fine. Whatever. We'll lower the price for you. They still scammed them. So, scumbag move on their part. Hopefully, they can at least, spread the word and people can put up signs. keep an eye out for these guys, because if they've done it once, probably not the first time, probably not going to be the last.
Probably. I feel like you've gotten some really good rest over the weekend.
Yeah. I exercised.
Look very energized.
Jazzed up. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our next story. Coming back to Bangkok as Bangkok cracks down on the Tuk-Tuk scams in Chinatown.
Finally.
Tuk-Tuk scams in Bangkok, Chinatown, as Bangkok authorities launched a crackdown on the tuk-tuk and taxi scams in Chinatown's Yawarat area on June the 6th, led by political figure Dr. Suchatwi Suwansawat. The operation targets overcharging drivers and vehicles, causing road congestion, especially parked tuk-tuks, narrowing traffic lanes. Amid economic challenges and declining Chinese tourism, the initiative aims to restore confidence and promote Yawarat as a safe, tourist-friendly zone. Police say enforcement and arrests are ongoing, with plans to transform the area into a model of safety and efficiency for both locals and visitors.
I mean, who else uses tuk-tuks but visitors anyways these days? I don't know. Do you ever use them?
Yeah, for nostalgic reasons.
Same.
You know?
When it's fun.
Yeah,
Like,
when
on a
it's
night
fun.
out, when you're drinking with friends, I think that's a good time to do it. But you're definitely going to pay more than you should be paying. There's no way to get around it,
I had a friend over from Phuket on the weekend, and we went out, and I was like, hey, let's just take the tuk-tuk. Let's just be fun. Come on. Like, when do we ever get into a tuk-tuk, even as locals, right? He was like, and it was like 2 kilometers, and the guy goes, 400 baht. And I was like, all right, let's haggle. And my friend was just like, dude, I'm so disgusted by the fact that he said 400 baht. I don't even want to negotiate. Let's just leave.
Yeah.
Because it was, I mean, we would have probably said yes for 200. It was probably cost 100 or 50 baht. But yeah, to times 4.
No, it's getting annoying a little bit. And especially if you are Farang, there's just no way to get around it. Sometimes I go, it's funny. My girlfriend's actually really good at it. She's like, no. She actually talks him down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to have her around and do my fighting for me on that front. But yeah, it's definitely, they've earned their reputation, unfortunately. So it's interesting to see the police cracking down on that. How does that enforcement work, I wonder? But anyways, good luck. And hopefully things get better.
I haven't been seeing much crackdowns around the places I've been going. I don't know what your experience is, because there's supposed to be a crackdown on helmets, right?
Yeah.
If 2 people are traveling on a motorbike, both of them are supposed to wear a helmet. I haven't really seen any checkpoints. I haven't really seen many crackdowns. Have you seen that?
I've felt the behavior change in my bike riders. Almost all of them are now offering me helmets.
They are.
We've seen people in our office get stopped for breaking the rules
Oh, really?
a little bit. Yeah.
Have they
I'm not
been
gonna
fined?
name names. They escaped the fines.
I see.
Because
I see.
one of the passengers was an influencer. I won't say who. But it's a thing. And it's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, actually, we got to talk. There's
These
some
influencers getting away with things. I hate it.
I'm not going to say anything about that, but there's a helmets charity that came and approached me today that I want to do a little something with.
Is that from Pattaya?
I can't remember.
I think it's from Gary
got me for it. So I told them that I would talk to them today, and
Yes.
if we get some helmets out of it, I'll be happy. So
Yes. No, we're not going to get helmets out of it.
Well, can I get a helmet? I'm supposed to buy one.
It costs
but-
like 200 baht, bro. Anyways,
I want a good helmet.
we'll talk about the helmet.
Fine. Okay.
I have
all right.
5 helmets. I'll give you a helmet.
Oh, okay, cool, nice. So if I can fit
I don't
this
even
big
know
old
why
noggin.
I have 5 helmets, because I like colors.
All right, fair enough. That's good. One for every outfit. Not that you wear colors, but it's
True. That is true.
I love it.
Very true.
Everything goes with black. It's good.
Yeah.
All right. Our next story, another fun one. This is a little silly. A language barrier foiled a robbery attempt in Udon, Thani. Not knowing the language helped out this time. Apparently, a Polish tourist in Udon, Thani narrowly avoided a robbery on June 6th after a language barrier thwarted the attackers. The armed duo riding a motorcycle tried to mug 29-year-old Susanna Natalia near Nong Prajak Park, but were unable to communicate their demands. Frustrated by the failed mobile transaction attempt and lack of valuables, they returned her belongings and fled. How very thoughtful. A local teacher and nearby officer assisted the victim. Police are reviewing CCTV footage to trace the suspect, believed to have used a red Yamaha Falano or Honda Scoopy in their escape. I love this. They show up like, give me your money in time. She's like, what? give me what? Fine. Just run away without following through. Also, very helpful to thwart a robbery by not actually having any valuables on you, too.
I always find it hilarious when I hear these stories that they escaped on a Scoopy. Or like it's like a Scoopy is just probably the most horrendous bike I've ever seen. But even a Yamaha Filano is like the Thai version of a Vespa. Like, you just imagine like someone like,
not very intimidating.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, technically it's a vehicle, and yeah, you can escape. It's quite
it's
maneuverable.
It's true.
Yeah, but for someone who like drives a big bike, I can just imagine someone committing a crime and running away on like an automatic 100cc Filano.
If they were driving Ducatis, they probably wouldn't need to commit crime, though.
Much cooler.
Like they've probably already done well enough at that point.
But they've stolen the Ducati.
That's fair enough. You're right. There's strong hypotheticals we're going with.
Please don't
here.
do that.
Don't steal.
Yeah. If fellow criminals, not fellow, I mean, if criminals are watching the show.
If you do speak Thai and Thai people are trying to rob you, pretend not to know it. Apparently that might help. All right. Well, our last fun story for today.
Moving on, we're going to move on to our last story from across Thailand. A woman finds 12 million baht in the Condo waste area.
Cha-ching.
God, why does this never happen to me? In a story you wish should happen to you, a woman in Nonthaburi, near Bangkok, discovered 12 million baht in cash hidden inside a plastic box near her condo's lift on June the 5th. Usa, the resident, alerted police after finding stacks of 1,000 baht notes under men's sportswear.
Oh, who would look there?
Documents in the box reference Thailand's broadcasting regulator and a person named Tawiwat. Police confirmed the cash had been withdrawn in 2020 and are now investigating its origins using fingerprints and CCTV to identify who abandoned it. The mystery has captured widespread public attention. If it's in the trash, technically,
Finders
it's yours.
keepers.
Yeah. Whoa. I don't know if a couple of stacks are missing or not. It seems like an honest person,
I
It's
would
blood
not
money.
have told
It's blood
anybody
money.
about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good on her for coming forward, I guess. But this seems like something where we're like, what?
I wonder how they discover. It's like,
What would you do?
Dirty. There's like underwear on top. I'd be like, oh, it looks like a plastic box. What's in here? Let me just quickly have a quick peek. Oh, just some dirty underwear. Whoa, millions of baht.
Yeah, pretty insane.
Yeah, let me call the police.
I like to think that the actual treasure for her was the men's underwear, but
Oh no.
anyways, sometimes you get a little icing on the cake there.
I wish these kinds of things happen to me, man.
Yeah.
I just wish, like, randomly found millions in the trash can.
I got to tell you, it would not be making headlines because I wouldn't be telling anybody about it. But,
or like, what would be the appropriate thing to do? It's like that game show where like, you pass it on to the next person. You come in, take a couple of stacks, leave it for the next, so then you're not the only one. So you don't have to live with the eternal guilt.
I think, I think at least how it works in the States, right? Like if you do find something like this, then the police try to track down who the owner was. Yeah. If they can't, then eventually it is finders keepers. I'm hoping for this woman's sake that's what ends up happening.
Because it's unlikely. Let's just think about the possibilities. It's unlikely to be like marked drug money that was stolen from the police. Because I can understand a way where like, okay, you try to spend that money and they find it, it's marked bills that the police track down. We're in Thailand, man. They got plenty of problems. They ain't looking at your money.
Yeah, 12 million baht is a lot, though, but it has been missing for a while as well.
I would like to publicly say that if you do find money like that, the right thing to do would be to contact the police because, yes, you don't want to get in trouble. But reality is quite different. I'm just saying. We live in a world of alleged crimes in Thailand, so
What's her crime? Finding some money? I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I agree. You're right. Step forward, talk to the police.
I'm both furious and, God,
jealous.
Jealous, yeah.
Congratulations, lady. But anyways, that's it for our Thailand section of the news, guys. We're gonna hear a quick word from our sponsor before going to ASEAN. Tan, take us away.
Wow, well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you found millions in the trash can, you could also buy properties. And if you do buy properties, check out fazwas.com. That's Thailand's home for real estate.
They do accept briefcases full of cash.
They do.
I
think they would. Well, their buyer would, I guess.
Yeah, somebody would. But anyways, let's move on.
All right.
Sorry. Serious face.
Yeah.
Because our... please do remember to like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't done that yet. But our next story is a continuation of something we were talking about earlier, but more on the Cambodian side of things. Obviously, the Thai-Cambodian Border dispute is all the news here in Southeast Asia. Well, over the weekend, Cambodia deployed 12,000 troops at the Thai border amid the rising tensions. That's right, Cambodia has deployed 12,000 troops along the Thai border near Chongbuk in Ubon Ratchathani, escalating tensions following a fatal clash near Tamuan Thom Temple. Since February, Cambodia has increased its military presence, including rocket launchers, howitzers, and tanks. Thai forces have also strengthened their positions. The military buildup on both sides signals rising hostilities, though diplomatic efforts are underway to ease the standoff and prevent further conflict. I don't know if you ever played Civilization. Have you?
I did.
Yeah. My troops are just passing through the area.
I had beef with Gandhi.
Yeah,
Not as peaceful as you think.
Gandhi is a menace, but in this particular case, right, when you're seeing that, we saw this in the lead up to the Ukraine war. Mm-hmm. Russia had placed a lot of troops along the border, and they're like, "What? Well, we're not doing anything." Same thing here a little bit. There's a lot of troop escalation on both sides now. Hopefully, it's meant as deterrent and not something that will actually escalate into real conflict. But it is something that I think we need to be keeping our eyes very closely on and try to keep pressure on both governments in order to try to find a peaceful resolution to this, because war is not going to be good for either side.
All right. Well, I'm moving on to our next story, which is regarding a missing British backpacker found dead in Malaysia. British backpacker Jordan Johnson Doyle, 25, from Southport, has been found dead in Malaysia after going missing in Kuala Lumpur on 27th May. His body was discovered at a construction site in Bangsar, local media reported. His mother had flown to Malaysia to aid in the search. The UK Foreign Office is assisting the family and liaising with Malaysian authorities. Merseyside police confirmed they are supporting the family, requesting privacy as investigations continue into the circumstances of his death.
Yeah, so obviously everything now is a bit of speculation. Mm-hmm. He was missing for a little while. His family had arrived to search. Not a good sign at a construction site, right? That is not a place that he should necessarily have been. Mm-hmm. So the question is, was he there? Some accident happened? Was there foul play? The investigations are ongoing, but it's certainly answers need to be provided because tourism is a big part of Malaysia's economy, and these kinds of stories will have an impact. So at least getting to the bottom of it, hopefully the family can get answers and we can all move on and be a little safer.
All right.
Well, our next story, another rising political tension in Southeast Asia, China and the Philippines.
Yeah.
A Chinese ship has run aground near the Philippines-Held island in South China Sea. A Chinese fishing vessel ran aground near Tuk-Tuk Island, a Philippine-held area in the disputed South China Sea, due to stormy weather. Filipino villagers alerted authorities, prompting military and Coast Guard personnel to respond, though the vessel was later pulled free by other Chinese ships. The incident raised concerns as the stranded ship resembled suspected Chinese militia vessels previously used to harass Philippine forces. Tuk-Tuk Island lies close to China's militarized Subi Reef. Tensions remain high in the region, with the U.S. reaffirming its defense commitment to the Philippines amid ongoing maritime confrontations. So, there's no reason that this Chinese vessel should have been anywhere near these waters, whether or not it was just a fishing vessel or a military, a militia vessel, which is obviously more concerning. The fishing vessel would still be bad because these are supposed to be the territorial waters of the Philippines. And if you look at environmental politics, fishing rights and fisheries are one of the biggest issues. So overfishing is something that China has been known to do in territorial waters that are not theirs, which is why they flex their muscles and spread out a little bit further than they should. And these kinds of things happen. So it's also funny to me that a bunch of Chinese ships were able to rescue that Chinese ship and also intervene on the integrity of Philippines territory. Annoying stuff. You can see why the Philippines gets frustrated with their neighbor over there.
But you do love geopolitical tensions.
Well, I don't love them. I think they're bad. That's why we need to pay attention to them. Put some pressure on these leaders. All right. An inspiring story for the last one.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our last story from around ASEAN, where the first Vietnamese-American woman in space inspires the youths. Amanda Nguyen, the first Vietnamese-American woman in space and a renowned human rights advocate, inspired students during her speech at Fulbright University, Vietnam's commencement. She highlighted her Vietnamese heritage, space journey, and mission to create STEM opportunities in Vietnam. Amanda carried lotus seeds to space and collaborated with the Vietnam National Space Center. Encouraging women in STEM, she urged young Vietnamese to pursue ambitious dreams despite barriers. Her message: no one is invisible when they demand to be seen, and just because no one has done it before doesn't mean it can't be done. Wise words, strong words.
Yeah, congratulations, Amanda. That's pretty insane. Obviously, she's American, really,
Yes.
but the heritage of Vietnam, it's so important to have this kind of representation. Obviously, it inspires people to pursue those dreams. Be like, someone that looks like me has been able to do it. Maybe I can do it too.
True.
So, congratulations to that and the inspiring speech that she gave. Who knows? Well, that'll do it for us, huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the stories from across Thailand. You can find more stories on thetiger.com or join the conversation at
ASEANnow.com.
That's Thailand's largest news forum.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you get your stuff. Let me know in the comments how are my uhs and ums going. I've been getting a lot of criticism for that. I'm trying to tone it down. So give me some words of encouragement if you can, or more criticism so I can continue to work on it. But anyways, thank you for the support, guys.
Yeah.
That'll do it with one final We'll get into the comments now and see what our viewers have to say.
If you like that story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at The Thaiger, or you can go to thetiger.com and join the conversation.